Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jarvis. Bang.
Hello. I'm Jordan. Anastasia, explain what you were saying before the show started. You need to justify yourself.
What was I saying?
It began with, you guys remember Donald Duck?
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, he's like a very famous character.
I think
no,
what
we
I
do
said,
remember him.
Let's rewind this. I think what I said is, you know what I love? Remember Donald Duck?
Okay. Oh,
And
that's
then,
weird.
And then we said yeah, and then he was like, "Cool, just wanted to make sure you remembered."
You like stuff? Explain what it is that you love so much about Donald Duck.
So you know when he's like getting down into this is like
Now that sounds like you are a peeping Tom on Donald Duck. You know when he's getting down into the tub?
So Bugs Bunny does this too. Lots of cartoons do this, but when they're getting into a
Bathe.
hot tub
Yeah.
and it's like they're like, ooh,
Yeah.
like dip a little
Yeah.
button or their tail.
It's like the stretch and squash animation or whatever it's called.
like
I can't even remember if
the
that's the right
tail
term.
will dip in, but then
Yeah.
it'll curl up. you
Yeah.
know?
With a little
Or then they'll nuzzle themselves in.
Yeah.
and then like some like a saw will come up and even do a hole around it. And then it'll fall
Yeah,
down.
well, that's true too. They'll do like a big hole in a cloud or something.
Just like
Oh,
riffing some
yeah.
ideas of like maybe we can make this.
You know what? I would love to remake something.
Looney Tunes Back in Action,
What
the
is
movie that I
going
saw
on?
in theaters.
I would love to remake something.
I would love to remake like an old cartoon. I was talking about this recently, how I was obsessed with Hanna-Barbera cartoons
That's
as
a
a
very
kid.
funny choice as a child.
I feel like I watched right before Cartoon Network became Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
It was like Cartoon Network,
It was just like old
but it was
cartoons.
just old cartoons.
Yeah.
and so like I saw a lot of Hanna-Barbera cartoons during that time.
Yeah. Like lots of Snagglepuss.
Nope.
Okay.
Don't
Is
know
that
what
you
that
talking about
is.
the bath thing again? I don't.
Yeah, so are we back to cartoons bathing?
I do.
Snagglepuss is the pink guy that goes, I'm Snagglepuss even.
Oh, that makes sense.
that-
He's
you
like
say,
gay
yeah.
coded essentially.
Right.
He's like, I
Like
wear
how,
a scarf even.
Like how Pepe Le Pew is like is sexual
Horrific
sex
pervert.
offender like pervert coded.
It is kind of cool to like imagine the chalkboard riffing out character ideas in the day one of production. Just like, all right, we got all the races. Let's riff out the things we know about them. Okay, they're lazy, they're crazy, they're annoying,
Basketball
they run
tendons.
too fast. And then what else do we have? A pervert.
Pervert, yeah.
Yeah, those cartoons actually get really racist. Remember Hong Kong Phooey?
Yeah.
Not really.
It's like
but you can extract
You
most
can
of the details of that
understand the
one.
racism just from the name.
Yeah.
You're media literate. You know that you can see that.
I can
right?
put 2 and 2 together, I guess.
Speedy
Mind powers.
Gonzalez.
Speedy Gonzalez, yeah.
What's up, dude? How are you? We dealt with her.
I'm fine. I'm very tired. Last night I tried to go to sleep, which is like a thing I do every night.
Sure.
And
Tried.
I took like a melatonin because I really wanted to get to sleep like early, right? And I just sat there for 3 hours in like a zombie state. It was probably even more than 3 hours, but I did get some work for the podcast done, which was listening to the new Taylor Swift album, which we're going to talk about today.
On the melatonin?
Yeah, so that really enhanced the experience.
You sure that's why you just couldn't sleep? Like the lyrics were so profound, they were keeping
They
you
were
awake.
so profound and honestly just like so much to chew on, you know? Like I was like, wow, there's double, triple, quadruple entendres. How does she even do it?
Jarvis did say that he was like sort of fading off while listening and then heard a lyric that made him smirk in his sleep.
Yeah, it's like when I was listening to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels to sleep, and then Pegasus would be like, "Let me guess, Kaiba. Is it the Blue Eyes White Dragon card?" And then he goes, "No." It was like that, except for it was Taylor Swift saying that she has a bigger dick.
Kind of an
It was that she was saying my dick's bigger actually.
Which
says,
means, I mean, look.
she says,
when you
"I'll
hear
be
that.
your father figure." I believe it's supposed to be a song about like the music industry and how they
Big
treated
and
her,
small.
which is valid to complain about. But
Because it's talking about like
Okay, here
Yeah.
we
being
go.
a mentor to a figure.
Right.
Right?
yeah, because the idea is that it might be about one of the producers she works with, and then it says, I'll be your father figure. I drink that brown liquor. I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. But I don't really understand that part.
Then the devil.
I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger.
That really is starting to sound like Lonely Island. My dick is bigger.
We're going to talk about the Taylor Swift album and the response to it. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. How are you?
I'm sorry. Do you feel weird because you have a flight coming up?
I got a flight coming up. I had some work that I wanted to do. I got a flight today after this. So I wanted to get ahead of some work. And I did do a lot of stuff, but then there's other stuff that I didn't do. And so then I was like, I was starting to feel really tired last night. And it sucks when you're like tired, but then can't sleep. And then you wake up tired because you couldn't sleep. And you're like, what was I supposed to do to avoid this?
I followed all the rules.
I followed all the rules. This is not cool.
It does sometimes feel like I'm just like, I want to go into the doctor and be like, no, don't try and trick me. I know this elaborate prank you've been playing. The chewable B12 isn't working. Don't try and fucking trick me, you little devil.
Yeah.
Like, well, if you go to bed, avoid screen time. Like, I did that.
You
little cheeky. My dick is bigger than you, devil.
Yeah, that's my trump card. So if I'm saying my dick's bigger, that means I'm trying to end the conversation.
Damn it, he did.
And I walk away a victor.
Our cycles are in sync because yesterday we both woke up feeling horrible. I was so tired last night. I was like, I'm going to sleep so well tonight. And I'm so excited.
Because my dick's bigger.
Yeah. My dick's bigger.
Pulling
And
out the side of the bed.
I get in bed like a little Donald Duck. I cozy down into the covers.
You create a surplus amount of space for your huge hog to just kind of
to flop around.
Gross.
Good night.
And
you put on your sleep cap.
I didn't fall asleep until after 1 a.m. and woke up. I set an alarm, didn't set it. I've set it for 73 Blvd. Didn't set it for the right time.
You gotta set it for a time. That's one of the biggest problems.
Did you say 73 Blvd?
Yeah.
That's your first mistake.
Then I was like, why didn't my alarm go off? And I go back and look, and it just says 7:30 a.m. every Saturday. Why did I do that?
Well, yeah, that's Blvd is shortcut for every Saturday.
You gotta be really careful.
But it was just like I was just sleepy, and I set it for the wrong time.
Just open it to a notes app that says 7:30 a.m.
Yeah, it's like scratched onto a piece of paper. You wake up, you have a tattooed memento style on your forehead that says 7:30 a.m.
I was supposed to set it on my phone.
I was supposed to Hey Siri this one.
I'm such a fool.
I set my alarm for 6 a.m. Blvd. And
that's fine.
Then I woke up at must have been 8, and I was like, what happened in those 2 hours? Did I just like subconsciously snooze? I may need to start hiring a man to stand outside my door and barge in and pull the covers off of me and jump a bucket of water like I'm simulating Cadet Kelly or something like a
I was gonna say, is this related to the man who splashes water on your face and then disappears?
Yes, I need that guy.
But if you're gonna hire this man, have him also carry you to bed and tuck you in.
That's
right.
A little
like game out. I gotta say, the procedures between ready for bed and being in bed, I know we've been talking a lot about this privately. I think we shouldn't have like a Steam OLED before we got like a special iPad that makes all diseases go away.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm glad there is a Steam Deck OLED. We should have had like a USB-C that makes it so that you can't get disease.
Yeah,
it's
a plug-in that
not
fixes
the
cancer.
order yes,
they should have done it.
They should have done it
because then you could make the OLED quicker because you don't have it. Nobody has a disease.
Right. Right.
And then you can make like AAA batteries you can eat once and it feeds you forever.
Yeah, I think they may have tried that first.
Kickstarter.
That's
you could
not,
do it on that.
unfortunately, I don't think they could. Unfortunately, we just don't have the technology.
It's probably like thousands of dollars to make something
I
like
would
that.
even argue more.
But
$10,000.
Yeah.
But you're saying that we need an iPad that just immediately gets you ready for bed.
We need like a special toothpick where you pick one tooth and then it gives you an effective sleeping pill and cleans your teeth for you and puts it's because when you're at your most tired, you have to be your most regimented.
Okay, wait. Yeah,
I
know.
I have to do a whole fucking skin routine.
See, that's why we need to hire a father figure.
See, that's what I'm saying.
He carries me to bed. He brushes my teeth.
I'm
Not a
half
daddy.
asleep. He's applying my retinol.
Instead of like gargling, he shakes me up. and
shakes you down.
And then he puts me down and I spit. And then he puts me into the bed. And he tucks me in.
Chewing up the toothpaste like a baby.
And then he disappears.
Oh,
Yeah,
until
that's
6
that's
He
a.m.
the
walks
best
into
part.
the wall like platform 9 3/4.
I'll see you soon, boy.
He doesn't talk to me like that. My father would
I'll
never
see you in
do
a
such
bit.
a thing.
Sleep
I don't
well.
want him to talk at all.
I will say that, like, again, I do recognize that Taylor Swift in that song is singing about like the music industry being exploitative to like a young person, but the,
I forgot
the
we were
lyric is
talking
just
about
so
that.
jarring, and there's so many lyrics on that album, and we'll get to it. I mean,
I think let's just get to
we
it
can just
because
get to
it's in the forefront of our minds because we were just talking so much about it.
well,
but
I was listening to the album and I'm like, what does any of this mean? And so luckily on Spotify, there's a track by track
Yeah.
version where she spends 30 seconds explaining that the song Wood is a romance song that employs metaphors like
Carpentry.
knocking on wood and seeing a black cat and lucky things and unlucky things.
And that's it.
And then she says, and that's it.
wink.
Oh.
Wink. It's about penis.
Oh, like a black cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
Slang for penis.
No.
no,
no.
come on.
You're mixing the wrong metaphors, sir.
Okay,
Okay, Taylor Swift, biggest artist. Everyone knows who she is. She did.
Huge hard.
She did new album, and its new album. It's different than old album. It has new song. It
Yeah,
has
right.
old producer Max Martin back. It says no more Jack Antonoff. And no more Jack Antonoff, more jacking off,
Jacking off.
more like
Well,
jacking off.
She would never do that.
Well, have you listened to the album? Because
What do you think she's doing when she goes,
no, but it's just, and so the you know, I'll just say this up front, musically.
you like music?
The dancing app from the past.
Mm-hmm.
No, musically, I like the album. I think it sounds good. However, asterisk on that. I'll get back to that. But then, like, there are just so many lyrically jarring moments that Taylor Swift has always been like a little cheesy, corny, like tongue in cheek, right? But I feel like there's maybe a jumping of the shark that has occurred.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, it may be that she's like reached her like. It's like everyone's a hater, and she like complains about internet trolls,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like so weird because it's in such plain text. Like there's nothing like left to extract. It just feels, even if there is a deeper meaning, it presents so surface level.
Yeah.
I think it is almost like it's everyone's epilogue is as soon as they start talking about posting. Like if you are a celebrity that should have you should have transcended, right? You should have a social media platform that uses blood or something. It's crazy to still be using normie social media and feeling hurt by it when you own the moon.
I actually, as a, I am a person who is equally famous as
To
Taylor Swift.
yeah.
And
More
so-
wealthy.
Yeah, of course. I run into this issue because there are problems in my life that, maybe the average person can't relate to. But Taylor Swift has to know her audience, and it just comes off a little weird because you're like a billionaire and like the biggest music artist in the world.
Talking about posting, it's because it's the Tyler the Creator just closed the laptop. It's true.
Yeah.
It's completely real. And it's not that you can't be hurt by things, but it's like putting out a record which is about stubbing your toe, but speaking about it with like sincerity. Be like, I just went through something. Somebody fucking DM'd me and said I was mid.
That, and then there's a lot of like
And reviews.
millennial core, like, and as a millennial, I can say this: when I go on Facebook which is where you find us,
Yeah.
which is where you find the.
Do you use other platforms? I'm a Facebook
That's where
guy.
you find the millennials in your life, and I'll sometimes pop over there and see what the millennials are up to.
Hello, fellow friends.
Yeah, I'm like, I got the last flight out,
It's me
but-
coming back to your hometown.
Yeah.
That's
But then
okay.
I see the way they're talking to each other over there, and there's like a little bit of a time capsule in like dated words and terminologies. Like there's a point where there's a lyric where she says, "Can you pull up the lyrics to Eldest Daughter?" like this song starts with everybody's so punk on the internet. Everyone's unbothered till they're not. Every joke's just trolling it and memes. Sad as it seems, apathy is hot.
No.
And it's like, that's like a thing we say on the show verbatim, but it's like explaining the internet, but like in a song, it just does it. It feels like it's breaking the fourth wall.
It's also a little...
It's just on the nose.
It's kind of alien coded with like, hey, has everybody noticed how the internet is trolling and memes?
It's like CNN talking about what the kids are doing online.
Dude, this this is a
10 plus years ago.
These are lyrics written by a kid that goes crazy on Law and Order. And they're like, he was talking about trolling and memes. Every single hot take, it's cold as ice. It's like it's an SVU.
The other thing is there's a couple things. She says this song has a lot of the lyrics that people take issue with. I have been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness. I'm so unique, I'm gonna fucking die.
How long does she have? Stage 1? Or?
I've been dying just from trying to seem cool. It feels like a thing that I would have written as a poem in middle school.
Oh, this is my
that kind of
like MSN Instant Messenger subline.
I said that. I said
it's his aim.
Yeah. I said it's my aim away message.
Yeah.
That's a regional equivalent.
Yeah.
No, this is I'm sure would be my Discord subline or whatever the fuck is going on there.
I understand looking at these lyrics why people are saying this feels immature of her.
Yeah,
which is weird because she's 35.
The thing is, like, a lot of songs have lyrics that are really cheesy, but oftentimes they're like hidden and baked into the musicality or whatever. But Taylor Swift being like kind of hailed as this like songwriter of our time, like the great songwriter of our time, her lyrics are going to be more on the forefront, and also the music is so. You know, there's indie musicians where you can't fucking hear the words they're saying, you know?
This is a lyric song.
It's a lyric song, and that's many of her songs. And so when she says, but I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage.
Oh, man.
But I'm never gonna let you down.
Oh, jeez.
I'm never gonna leave you out.
You know the rules, and so do I.
All right, but anyway.
Full commitment's what I'm thinking of. I just have to say, obviously, like this is getting a lot more scruples. It's getting a lot more like observation than it would for most artists. Like most lyrics are pathetic. Like it's all dog shit. It's just in all stuff because nobody listens to lyrics.
It's like, but it needs to have riz.
and this is like a little embarrassing for anyone to be upset about posting, and it's not because it can't be upsetting or important. It's just naturally embarrassing.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is if you're going to talk about how everyone's mean online, have something new to say, put more nuance into it.
It's trolling and memes, Anastasia.
Like, I just don't, it's a conversation we've been having since the internet was created. And
it kind of feels like I'm listening to Kamala Harris's audiobook.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm 13 and this is deep.
Well, it's like every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter. So we all dressed up as wolves and we looked fire.
Fuck, that's so true.
We looked fucking fire, dude. I don't know.
Pete Buttigieg is gay, so I said go away. Or whatever she wrote.
It's just interesting.
Because, cringe is born of empathy, right? Like it starts in I remembered being that. I wonder how, like, generationally, who's getting more cringe versus, like, secondhand embarrassment versus who's making fun of more directly. Because we look at it and we go, oh, this is XD random, raw, love you, and dinosaur, cringe, 2009, right? I feel like I'm going like, oh, I remember putting that as my MSN message. That's so embarrassing to do that now.
I think that the opposite might happen where very young people will discover this later on. I'm talking about people in elementary school now.
Mm-hmm.
They'll discover this later on and be like, no, this is good. When I was in high school, the music I thought was really, really bad, like Third Eye Blind.
7:03 a.m. or whatever clock.
73 o'clock.
Now my niece is like equates it with Nirvana, and I'm like, wait, no, that's not the same.
It's funny to argue with your niece.
Because again, I actually like the musicality through most of this album, I thought it was pleasing to listen to. Again, asterisk I do want to talk about. The
Like
song
maybe
Wood.
this is more of a time capsule lyrics.
That's
of
the
now.
thing where it's like when it feels like some of the language, like skibbity, I'll use as an example, feels like it has an expiration date. It doesn't feel like it's like baked its way into.
Yeah, that's a.
It is currently dated parlance, and it's going to take a lot for it to promote outside of like a moment in time.
Yeah, that's fermenting right
Or
now.
Yeah.
do we at some point think that that's cool? Like that was cool a cool part of our time. Like think about like the 90s. It was like rad. Like I don't know. Like
No, it's like it's like I'll say rad or I'll use some of those old 90s terms now. But I think it's just like it's in this. Once there's been enough time, I feel like there's a earnest reevaluation of some of the language. But it's almost like it's from last year.
Mhm.
It's from 5 years ago, where it's like it's relevant enough to feel dated and for us to like have a point in time that it harkens back to.
I am become meme.
Yeah.
It's,
Like-
it reads very, even using the word meme, I know it's still around. I want to point out, obviously, Taylor Swift has been and will continue to be the subject of so much like artificial culture war bullshit, hate for the sake of hate. She's like a proxy war for people to dog whistle about. That is the foundational problem. It is the fact that people hate women and the better their position in life, the more they hate them. This is not about that. Or the way
This
it's
isn't
articulated.
savage.
This is
This
like
is not savage.
this is how, again, like fan lyrics about that would
It's
be.
in the middle of like it's like you know when someone is so cringe that they're free,
Yes,
and then
yeah.
someone is like so trying to be cool, and that's kind of what that song is about a little bit. There's a gap between those things, and this is in the uncanny valley in
Yes.
between I'm so cringe and I'm actually cool with it, and actually I don't care about anything.
It's tickling the like, oh,
There's just a bullet point, a couple things that we'll probably get to later on. One is the actual Swiftie reaction is
Yeah.
like all like nothing means anything anymore. She's lost her morality. They're
Yeah,
freaking out. They're
It's like this is all we like. Taylor Swift, the billionaire,
Congrats.
has been and will continue to be criticized, and as she should be. But it is funny to me how fandom around her infantilizes her and
Yes.
also hails her as
Mhm.
this like genius
poet.
poet. Yeah, where
the most successful, incredibly successful woman in like most successful female artist in history, most successful artist in history, I believe, not including royalties.
depending
or
on how you're
whatever.
looking at it, like Michael Jackson. But yeah. Depending on.
If taking that into account, and also she's baby,
And that's why she needed to take that private jet 20
Yes.
feet.
It just kind of lightly implies that like no woman can be an adult. It's like you can be as
Well, it's
successful as you want, but
Well, so there's also another lyric that is just like in this, that is like the type of thing that I have said as a joke in a video, which is girl bossing too close to the sun.
Yes.
It's a lyric that made it into this album. And so like, that's why it's like, I'm saying that as a dumb goof. Like I'm being stupid and dumb, and obviously a woman's allowed to joke, a woman's allowed to be stupid and dumb as well. But I don't know, it just comes off strange from
a billionaire.
it's like when Gavin Newsom, again, these are all bad. It's like when Gavin Newsom is talking about another country's treatment of homeless people or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's like,
I'm
bro,
just
you are
like-
not in the position to talk about this right
like,
now.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
kind of
like-
a pot.
Yeah,
calling
it's
a
like
kettle
calling
black
a kettle black,
right
calling
now.
the kettle girl boss or whatever.
Anastasia, why we should ADR say you've been saying Taylor Swift, but you keep calling her Travis Kelce's wife. Is that
Well, I think the most progressive way to do it is to call her Travis Kelce's wife's husband. His wife.
his wife?
Yeah.
Friend's girlfriend.
Because that way, yeah. This is more about, like, because I don't think that my opinion matters. I don't think that any real opinions matter about this because it doesn't affect. I think what's interesting is the discourse that erupts
Yes.
around this.
I mean, the thing
So-
is like it's always a case of what does mattering mean, right?
Yeah.
Because no one's. I'm not making the argument that she should go to like jail.
Yeah.
So the value of the criticism begins and ends with the sentence, right? I'm saying, hey, that's kind of embarrassing, and it reminds me of a certain kind of embarrassment. Isn't it crazy that 5,000 producers let this lyric get through?
Yeah. Well, she's the sole writing credit, which is kind of harkens back to the musical thing I wanted to talk about.
Let's watch some reactions because I feel like that'll help us talk more about.
When can I talk about wood?
Well, do you want to talk about wood right now?
Because I want to talk about wood.
Yep.
So wood is a thing from a tree,
And that's it.
Yeah.
Wood is probably one of the most talked about songs.
It's the most talked about song. And what I feel like people are talking about too much is Travis Kelce's penis. And what they're not talking about enough is how the song sounds like fucking Jackson 5 and Maroon 5 at the same time.
All the fives are represented.
But it's one of the, you know how on your microwave you can select like defrost, pizza, all of those? There's 80s pop and like 2009 pop button. You can just hit that, the microwave goes for a while, and then this song comes out. There's the song
Father Figure, which interpolates the George Michael song Father Figure. But then and this person and I had the same idea, but I had it independently, okay? Where it's like the beginning of the song Wood. I like the song Wood musically, and I was like, why do I like it? And it's because it starts more or less very similar to I Want You Back by Jackson 5, where it's got this like high, like, synthy guitar riff that's like little
mutes in between,
and then all that bitching wishing on a falling star never did me any good. I ain't got a knock on wood. Reminds me of the like this love has like just listen to it. It's like literally it sounds like Maroon 5. And then there's
and you could say that Maroon 5 was also paying homage to that like 70s kind of funk.
They absolutely that
so
album was
sense.
like that album was I think their guitarist James Valentine like joining the band and like them discovering black music from the 70s.
But I mean there's like thousands and thousands and thousands of these songs. These are just the very famous ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is
so it makes sense that these fit together into one song for her.
And there's a really interesting conversation happening about like interpolation because it seems that there's a lot of interpolation happening on the album, but I'm not smart enough about music theory to make heads or tails. I just go, oh, that reminds my like brain just maps it to, oh, this sounds like this thing. And I'm not even saying that in an accusatory way. I'm just saying, oh, that's probably why I like the music because it sounds like a thing I already like.
Well, that's what I mean. It's always just what's the most famous one because people always harken to like, well, you know, it's like a really common chord structure or everything's written 4/4, so rhythmically it feels the same. Or she is using a lot of the same like ad-lib patterns, like a da-da-da-da, you know. That's not something she's only doing. It's just that Taylor Swift is very famous. Yeah. And we've heard the album. Yeah. And so Jackson 5 is very famous.
Yeah.
It's the thing that is embarrassing.
And it's also
the lyrical content.
Yeah, it's another thing that like musically thing that writers have to deal with all the time because they don't. I mean, we've seen how many like of these lawsuits about like the estate of a big artist from the past is like suing Ed Sheeran or something like that. Thinking Out Loud and like what was it? It wasn't Al Green. It was Marvin Gaye. Let's Get It On, right? Yeah. Anyway, so it's like this thing happens all the time, and I'm not accusing anyone of anything for the record. But there are bubbles and rumblings. I just needed to talk about that, and then later we'll talk about the lyrics of the Travis Kelce penis song.
Wait, what?
And then also Travis Kelce himself was like, well, there was an article that was like, let's hear what Travis Kelce has to say, and it's like I don't want to.
But for the podcast, I will. But we'll pull that. That was on People this morning. I saw that. But let's go to these TikToks that you guys have so graciously prepared.
So I kind of want to listen to this lady that I sent you.
The Kev on Stage.
The Kev on Stage. So,
shout out Kev on Stage.
Yeah, shout out Kev on Stage. If you don't follow him on Instagram, please do.
Very funny man.
So funny. But he reposted this. And
he said, I'm in white folks' business. This girl broke down why she thinks Taylor Swift's album is not being received well. Interesting dissertation. One of the top comments is, Kev playing substitute teacher today, rolled in the TV, hit play, and went and took a nap at his desk. Is very funny.
Hungover.
Swift's new album is many things. Unfortunately, good is not one of them. I knew the album wasn't going to be good as soon as the title was revealed, but the promo pics made me curious, so I have listened to the album in full. And now, having listened to it, the album's problem is glaringly obvious. The problem is Taylor Swift is aging out of being a white girl. Before you scroll, let me cook.
I'm not allowed to say whether or not Taylor Swift is aging out of being a white girl. I can't speak from that position, but it does. I did feel how did I frame it before? It doesn't meet the moment. Like, it feels like a little dated in the way it's communicating. It's like, this happens with artists all the time, where it's like, as they age, they less have their finger on the pulse of like culture.
When Taylor was a teenager, she wanted to be a pop star, so her parents decided to take the country route. Keep in mind, this is the 2000s. Pop music was highly sexual, it was sleazy, and then you had things like bling rap. It's not a place for a little white girl. Country music, on the other hand, loves a little white girl, and she's blonde, they'll eat her up. So her family moved from Pennsylvania to Tennessee to launch her country career. That's why for the first several years of her career, she faked a southern accent. She was
Why didn't I bring my book? I left it at home. I should have, of all the days.
Of all the days. It's okay, we have the full reading of the book.
Yeah, I'll send some photos.
And I was familiar with this stuff so
Grew up
far.
on a Christmas tree farm.
That's
Yeah,
right. Grew up on a Christmas tree farm. Taylor loves putting in secret lyrics for her fans, like cock. This one means cock.
I learned that a Taylor Swift thing is track 5 is a vulnerability track.
Once the pop landscape started to change the late 2000s and early 2010s, that's when she started to transition to making pop music. And now to talk about white girls.
Again, this is, you could say this about Drake or any artist or Maroon 5 or any artist that like niches down and then becomes like a very wide, the maximal wide appeal.
Rides the tide, kind of.
Rides the tide and expands the tide.
Yeah. Which is not always implicitly negative.
I'm like, because I just want to, again, I wanted to use her points as maybe a jumping off point to have my own insights because she has her own. But I think that I just think of it from a marketing standpoint. Like, if she wants to be a pop star, she's playing the market to the best of her skills, you know?
It is also the best time to do it. It's not like doing country music it's not like some hyper transgressive, like someone's making country music in the 2000s.
Yeah.
It's just, that's not the like zeitgeist that we talk about anymore because it's boring, but it was the same at the time. But there is like I don't know, something to be said for being, a strategic artist that's valued at that.
Yeah, we'll let her continue.
Yeah, that's not the criticism.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just
like, I'm not disagreeing with her. I'm just adding additional thoughts and context. Like, I think that Drake has a very similar like arc. He came up in the backpack rap scene, and like, and then he started associating with these like what was popular, and he's always been like this culture vulture that's morphing and forming to like whatever meets the current moment. And there's so many stories of smaller artists coming under him and then working for like the Drake hit factory or whatever, and then like not having a career of their own, which has allowed him to stay relevant through so many times. But he's also released music in other languages and collaborating with different artists across different genres to widen the umbrella of audience that he could reach, because he's scaled out of hip hop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Whatever, for all the valid criticism of Drake and even those methods, he's very good at that. Yeah. And he has always been very good at it.
None of that, it's more just I'm riffing off of what she's saying. I'm not disagreeing with anything she's saying.
Women having sexual freedom and willingly engaging in sex is highly associated with blackness. You can see this most clearly when it comes to things like Disney and Nickelodeon stars. Miley Cyrus, she was Hannah Montana, all-American girl. And what does she do whenever she wanted to shed the Disney image and say, hey, I'm not just a little girl anymore? She releases Can't Be Tamed in bangers. Ariana Grande, another cute little white girl. What does she do whenever she wants to shed the childhood image? She releases Dangerous Woman in Sweetener. They would do things like hang out with rappers. They would incorporate black music styles into their own music.
I think I disagree. I think I disagree from the associated with blackness sexuality versus projected. Like, I feel like these like puritanical like white girl stuff is projected onto white women, and sexuality is projected onto black women. It's not like an inherent quality of the culture.
It's all obviously synthetic, right? Like, it's all performance to some degree, but there is a something to be said for the normal, aggressively white patriarchal social structure.
Yeah.
It is to the benefit of that to have white normal and then like subvert to black. Like, yeah, normal is not like people shooting each other with guns and doing all this hippie hop. But if I want to go a little less normal, I'm going to pivot to black stuff as opposed to like black is sexual comparative to being super
and what
virginal.
I'm saying is that like we have a racist power structure that has associated blackness with all things dirty and impure.
Yeah, it's all societal.
And so like that is like why the association is there.
This change happens, and the way it is always phrased anywhere is starts hanging out with black people, not stops hanging out with white people. Not reduces X, it's does
It's
Y.
like the one drop rule for association.
Yeah. It's
Well,
like
and-
he's gone black, not
Do you remember
found more friends.
when Miley Cyrus was twerking on the VMAs or whatever?
Yeah, and that's like what she's talking about.
Yeah,
here,
it's like she clearly was doing different dances than like what she had done before that, right?
Right. And there's like a pure marketing angle, and then there's also the coming out of the shell thing. I feel like there's a reverse Post Malone happening where like people criticize Post Malone for like co-opting hip hop culture and then like pivoting out of it when it's convenient to him. I think that criticism is valid, but I also think of it as these people widening the net. Like,
Yes, yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
because they're a lot of times they're being, not that they don't have their agency, but when they are more up and coming artists, they're not as in control of their image, and they have, especially with like deals and stuff, they have like record labels that want to market them in a certain way because they're the ones put in the traditional like record deal structure. The record labels are doing the marketing, and that's like the main thing that they offer. And so they have a lot of say, especially when you're early in your career, and especially in the past, have a lot of say in like how you present yourself and present your art.
You want to be you are a product, and you want to be an adaptable one, right?
Yeah.
Like every Marvel movie that drops has to have better visual fidelity than one before, or people will be like, dude, Age of Ultron looks better than this new one. And it's like, oh, because that was in the past, this is worse because it's in the future.
Yeah.
The
This needs to be
Disney-
more popular
The
than this
Disney
last one.
kid actor version of that is even more clear delineation because Disney controls your image for your child career.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of Disney kids, including like the Jonas Brothers, not just girls, and Zendaya and other people. And it's like once you want to be taken seriously, that's when you go hypersexual. You know, Miley did it, like Zendaya did the
But
TV show.
Yeah, but it's like, and
Oh,
then,
yeah, I'm
but
doing drugs.
then they,
Yes.
yeah, the I'm Doing Drugs show, drug high school.
Yeah.
But then like pivot out of it.
So that way, whenever they'd be sexual, it's like, oh, I'm not just a little white girl anymore. And over time, they would drift away from that because that wasn't who they authentically were. They were just using that as a way to escape the chains of being a white girl. Taylor Swift has never had to do that, and why would she? She makes being a white girl so fucking profitable.
It's hard for me to buy into the idea that now they're being, I know a lot of people like to go there, but I don't always see it's like, and now they're being authentic. Like
I see
now
what you mean.
Ariana Grande is authentic. Now that Post Malone is doing some country music, he's authentic. Like he posted like Bob Dylan covers before he posted.
Well,
a
it's
lot
just
of-
like another phase.
It's just
right?
another phase. And so
Yeah.
it's like, and I think that the through line is like what interests me, what is marketable, what is, that's going to be a different like kind of combination of factors for every artist.
I do think there is something to being strategically choosing projects versus just choosing what you want to do
Yeah.
creatively. Like Robert Pattinson, because he did Twilight, after Twilight, he had to shed his Twilightness, and he was able to, after shedding that, choose which projects called to him creatively, right?
I mean,
So there's
yeah.
a difference between, I wouldn't say that's more authentic than anything else. It's just choosing projects that call to you creatively over projects that feel strategic for your career.
You just have to ask for a Safdie movie. That's like fucking
I don't know.
Sandler did that. The Rock is doing it right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks so bad.
I'm
I haven't seen it yet.
interested.
I don't
I
know.
like Marco.
There's an old Eminem, to speak of a white man, there's an old Eminem lyric, I am the first king since Elvis Presley to use black music so selfishly and use it to get myself wealthy. You know, it's like that there is it's like Justin Timberlake. I mean, J. Cole has a lyric about Justin Timberlake, Eminem, and Macklemore, and how they use, you know, how white people are able to like drift into black spaces because it is safe and marketable for a white person to do the black stuff.
Yes.
But I also think it gives them credibility, right? It makes them seem better than maybe like more talented or more capable of.
I hate to be the everything is racist guy in this argument, but like
the friend who's correctly woke.
I feel that like a lot of people gravitate to people who like look like them, and it doesn't surprise me that Eminem sells as many records as he does, because a lot of like white boys think it's really cool that the white guy's doing the rap music in the cool way, or the Beastie
bunch
Boys
of kids
or
at
whatever.
my super white high school listened to Eminem, and at the time I'm just like, yeah, Eminem's just like the biggest rapper, and it's like, yeah, he's the biggest rapper, but my friends didn't listen to one other rapper. It wasn't like some, what a fucking coincidence. That's
But I
crazy.
think-
There's the octogenarians and the Tom McDonald comments.
I'm 701 years old, and this is
It's
the
like,
first
I never
rap
wanted
song.
to listen to any of this rippity rap music, but
Thank
you've
you, Tom.
finally been able to tear you with your American flag as a Canadian.
Lopping is one of us.
Yeah.
You know, to go back to Elvis, like there were radio stations that wouldn't play black artists, and he was then allowed to be on those radio
Exactly.
stations and play black music
And move his
and
hips.
pretend it was
And he was
his
black.
own, which it wasn't.
Wasn't he?
and-
He was black, right?
He was white.
Oh my lord.
But that's exactly the thing. It's like that is and it's like it keeps going the further back you look. But
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
that's the foundation that a lot of these like markets are built upon.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's like-
bleeping the curse word.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
they're
as
still saying
old
it,
as
but-
American music is.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Jazz is the same thing, like swing music, whatever.
It's like Ryan Gosling with inventing jazz. Now I'm on board.
Congrats to him, seriously. That was
Yeah.
a good period piece.
So she's aging out of being a white girl, but she doesn't have a brand or really even a sense of self outside of being a white girl. Also, low-key, this is the entire key to her relationship with Travis Kelce, which is not going to go well, but that's a story for another day.
I mean, yeah, you
Okay.
can't say that.
Okay.
Weird. It's always a little weird to engage.
Yeah.
with.
Predict
She's
someone's relationship.
Kind of spitting, and then like a little bit of a dog whistle to being too
Yeah.
much of a fan.
Yeah.
And she's gay, by the way. And then just like, huh?
And keep in mind, the world has been moving on. An artist like Sabrina Carpenter could not exist 10 years ago. There was nowhere in the pop landscape for her.
Who was like another sexual
Christina
white?
Aguilera.
No, but that wasn't 10 years ago.
That's 20 years ago.
That was like 30 years ago. Well,
This-
early
this is old,
2000s.
I guess.
25.
Yeah.
I mean, she's saying, I don't think she means on the dot 10 years. I think she means 10 plus.
Well, 'cause
She's
I'm
like,
just
No,
like-
I think she means 10 years
Exactly
ago. 'Cause
10 years ago was 2014.
When Taylor Swift
Miley
popped off with
Cyrus?
1989, what year was that?
1989.
No, it wasn't. It was
She's
like
what a talent.
2010 or something, right?
I don't.
1989 was released
2018
in
or something.
2014.
2014. So that's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So in that era
Biggest artist
of
in
pop
2014.
music, who was like a white female pop singer who was hypersexualized?
I'm not good enough with time. Is more my
Yeah,
issue
I would
with
just
this
have to
one.
look up the people.
I agree that was a much more
Much more. I think she's being a little hyperbolic when she says
Well,
Sabrina
for sure,
Carpenter
for sure.
didn't exist 10 years ago.
I kind of just yeah, I
Iggy
kind of don't know if I
Azalea was like the
Azalea.
biggest fucking stuff. I mean,
So
not
I'll
for
just
long,
give
but
my own background with this. As like a lady, I often will notice when women are getting way more sexualized in pop culture than not.
you're making.
and-
we should point out you're making like a wave
Yeah.
chart.
I
off screen.
was upset as a high school kid when Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera started coming out, because I was like, wait, what? We just got over this, right? We're punk girls. We we're Riot Girl, right? We can do like that kind of stuff. And it's like, no, you can't do that stuff. You have to be these hypersexualized girl pop singers, right? And then that went away eventually, where it was like not cool to be Lady Marmalade.
Sure.
I'm in lingerie.
What pointing
Okay,
out to is
I'm
there's
gonna-
like it's
I'm-
always R&B when it's sexualized.
I was gonna say, but I will say that 2014 is when Ariana Grande's My Everything came out, and Ariana Grande wasn't as huge. And that album was produced by Shellback and Max Martin, who produced this, who produced 1989 in the same year, and also produced
yeah.
this album.
Crazy, yeah.
But I mean,
Macklemore?
I get kind of what she's saying.
I do understand, but it's only the Sabrina Carpenter example that I just found interesting, because that is like, it's very transgressive if you don't listen to like a lot of music.
Well,
She's
no,
like
I'm
kind of
not.
a-
I
not
don't
you, I
think
mean-
it's transgressive. I just think
No,
that
I'm not
in
saying
the,
you. I'm saying
in the pop landscape, I do think there are trends of hypersexualizing women.
for sure,
Certainly,
for sure.
yeah.
And I don't think,
white women in
I do
particular.
think we are starting in a hypersexualizing women trend right now. Like,
Yes.
it is
Though with, again, the racial divide, women here being white women.
White women.
Yes.
But I don't think Sabrina Carpenter is being sexualized. I think she's sexualizing herself, which
Right,
is like a
I agree,
different
I agree.
angle.
And it's
Yeah.
valid,
and I think
which is more of
Christina
an ownership
Aguilera
thing.
was sexualizing herself
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Like, I think Christina Aguilera was singing songs about having sexual agency,
Mhm.
and Sabrina Carpenter sings songs about having sexual agency. There's a difference between that and being, oh, I don't want to have sex, but you want to look at me sexually. You know,
There's
like
literally
I
just
think
like,
Britney was more of a like, I'm just a baby girl,
Well,
but you're gonna
yeah.
look at me sexually
That shit
in the
is
beginning of her
so
career.
I was gonna
crazy
say,
in
but then she went to like I'm a slave
Then she went
for
to
you.
Toxic and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she was like fucking 15 or something in that like
Yeah, in the
early records.
beginning.
That's like so.
Another
so
another Max
insane.
Martin, by the way.
Really?
really?
This
Baby,
guy?
is it Baby
good.
One More
What
Time,
name?
Max
I
Martin?
don't know.
Max Martin's like the most famous producer in
He's
the world.
been around forever.
I'm not doubting you. I just have no idea.
I just don't know anything about
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
cool.
Max Martin. Yeah, he's like the Swedish, right?
Must be.
He's like
must be, right?
He is like the most Swedish.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, Celine Dion, NSYNC, Ariana
Celine
Grande,
Dion, wow.
Maroon 5. Like he's everywhere.
So the
fucking
rest
talent.
of that video was essentially her saying, now it seems like Taylor Swift is trying to be sexual in a way that she's never been before. When she used to be romantic, now she's trying to be like, look at me, I'm breaking out of my little girl era. And it's like, you're 35.
It's a little.
It's a little late.
He is, I think,
And
like
her brand is so set as a brand of romantic poet and not it's like she's not being herself by trying to be this like super sexual.
that's the key
lyricist.
phrase, right? Like, is in reality, like everything's a product, and it's silly to ascribe authenticity to it because none of it is. It's sold, but people, there is that uncanny valley to things seeming authentic. You can suspend your disbelief a little bit
Yeah.
when it's like ethereal, floaty, breakup, love, romance. And then as soon as somebody's like, I have sex, by the way, you're like, oh, that's so like down to earth and like normal. Now I know that isn't real. There's something unsettling to people about when they can see the performance and see the fakeness.
Yeah.
And it was never real. You guys remember when Barbie came out and they were posting like tons of behind the scenes images where it's like, it's all real sets. And it was fake, like it wasn't real. They were just like, look how
Yeah.
real it is. It's because there's something in people that wants to, like, who
Think
the
of
fuck cares?
realness,
Like,
yeah.
what difference does it make?
I think my perspective on this is that like she might be experiencing, you know how famous people are like stunted in the years
Yeah.
that they became famous?
And it locks you in.
I feel like Taylor Swift is experiencing something where she's trying to transition into this new phase of life, and it's just awkward
Yeah.
and cringe as a result of it being an awkward time for her and
on the world stage.
And I'm not like trying to like infantilize her or anything. I'm just saying that like you're allowed to like not perfectly meet the moment and be cringe and then have everybody criticize you for it because you're the most famous artist in the world, and
Yes.
it not be so like insidious, or like I guess they're just saying it's bad, which I totally like I like the music on the album. I don't love a lot of the lyrics. And it is weird having someone who's like been so lyrically lauded feel like they have such clunky and immature lyrics. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you think there's something to like, because people like relating to lyrics, but they also like kind of aspirationally relating to it. Like, oh, this is what I'll be like, or like this could be me if if everything was going right. Maybe one day I'll have my heart broken in such a like profound way. And then this is just writing wood is just so. There's nothing to project onto it. There's just it's kind of like The Big Day. Like
Yeah.
that record is cringe because like I love my way.
The reaction to Wood that's funny to me, and I think it hits into what some of her points is that people are reacting to it like when Betty White makes a sexual joke. Like,
Oh right.
you know, God rest her soul, Betty White, the late Betty White legend.
It's like a cute, sweet
it's a
little
cute-
darling.
Yeah, like Taylor Swift was our cute little teenage darling, and we treated her like that because that was how she became famous, and she never had one of those like breakout eras. So now that she's acknowledging sex, it's like running into your teacher at the grocery market.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But yeah,
The
yeah.
grocery kingdom.
Yeah.
And we should point out before, maybe people already made this bad faith criticism. There's nothing parasocial in our case. I don't know fucking shit about Taylor Swift, and I don't have any interest in knowing anything about Taylor Swift. I just think we're obviously talking about like the character of Taylor Swift,
Right.
The cosplay of Taylor Swift. Because
the presentation.
only Travis Kelce and her extended family know the real Taylor. There is
Well,
no
and
access we have.
I think that's another reason why it's hard to say authentic, because it's like,
Yeah.
who knows who this
knows?
person
Yeah.
is except for those closest to her. But we can talk about the brand that she's presented up until now, and then how that differs. Like, I do think like there is the thing that interests me is not Taylor Swift. It's not my cup of tea. But what does interest me is like the internet landscape reaction to
Yeah.
it. And the fact that people are so upset. When I heard the album, I was like, this sounds like Taylor Swift to me.
Yeah.
I hear no difference. But when you look into the lyrics, I'm like, okay, I see why people see a difference. Musically, it sounds the same, but I see why people see a difference because they're so used to examining her lyrics and picking them apart and figuring out what the poetry behind, they want to get to the depth of it. And I just don't think there's depth here.
But the thing is, like, I do like Taylor Swift just fine. She's not like my favorite artist or anything, but I've like listened to her albums and I know most of all the big songs, and then I've listened to a few albums here and there. And like, there's always been like kind of on the nose songs in my mind. Like there's the song like If I Was a Man on like 2019 Lover album, 2018, 2019, where it's like literally the song is like I get treated different because I'm a woman. Like if I was a man, I'd be the man. Men have to be like this, women have to be like this. And it's like and she's like pointing out a truth in society, but it's not like hidden beneath the surface.
Yes.
It's like an on the surface like premise.
It's like it's hidden beneath a surface so thin it's like translucent.
Yeah.
So there's still those toys when you're a kid and you like put them in the bath and there's a dinosaur. Like it dissolves away the thing.
Yeah.
Like there's like Taylor Swift like 15-year-old fans going like, I did archaeology.
It's
I
like
discovered a dinosaur.
it's like
And
singing the Logic
kinda.
song that's the Suicide Hotline,
like,
and then going,
fuck,
I
that's-
think this is about mental
Yes.
health.
Or listening to that and going, that's fucking profound. That's deep. Whereas like it's like now as an adult, I'm like, what? Saying you shouldn't kill yourself?
But it's also like there's nothing wrong with the message of the song. It's just also not hidden beneath the surface. You know what I mean?
Who can relate? Woo is one of the worst lyrics
Who can
in
relate?
history. It's like you know what I mean?
But the song isn't sexual at all, because the song isn't about sex. It's about a woman justifying the fact that she has sex. Taylor portrays herself as being super insecure until Travis Kelce digmatizes her and opens up her eyes. And keep in mind, white girls cannot be sexual beings. It's not that she has sexual feelings, it's that a man came along and unlocked it in her.
The curse on me was broken by your magic wand. Magic wand, also a vibrator, guys.
What the hell? What does that do?
Oh my god.
What do you
Think about
mean?
it.
What?
And also his dick, by the way. And
It vibrates.
And the other thing I'll say is that she doesn't say dickmatize, she says matize me.
What?
We're supposed to fill in the blank.
I was going to ask, what does that mean?
Dickmatized?
I think she's just self-censoring. Or what is? Are you
What
asking
does
what?
dickmatize
So
mean?
that's a
dickmatized.
common, that's a common
Dickmatize
term
is
online.
like oh, he had sex with me so good. I was like, whoa.
So there's
But I mean, pun-wise, what is...
no. So it's a common term on TikTok that women use a lot, where they're like, you gotta get to know a guy well before you have sex with him, because if the sex is too good and you find out he's actually a bad boyfriend, you're hooked. You're hooked to the
but
dick.
what is-
You're dickmatized.
But like, what's the pun?
No, it's not.
There's no pun. It's just a term that people
hypnotized.
use.
That's fucking stupid.
This is a very old term, by the way. Like,
Yeah, it goes
I
back.
feel like this is like many decades.
This is
old.
before I became sexual. That's why I don't know.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
a sweet
you've
white
never
girl.
been dickmatized by someone.
That's true. I guess not.
But then it's confused by the fact that she says dick earlier in the album, but then self-censors
Yeah,
in this part.
I was wondering if that's because she wants it to be a single, and so she wants it to be like radio ready.
Yeah.
But
is there like maybe a limit to the number of slash?
no,
No, I think it literally is just
Swear, I
the
guess.
radio is different.
But like,
you
why
get
censor
one
there
dick
and not
per
the
album.
first one?
Probably just to not have two different versions of the. Oh, the other one's not like she's saying that the other one's probably not like single bait.
it's probably not gonna be a single. It'll
Yeah.
probably just live on the album.
The other song?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I'm with
yeah.
you. I thought you meant the other time she says.
Yeah,
dick
yeah.
or
It's just in a different song.
eat.
I am a little bit confused because she's talking about how it's not about sex at all, and then she's talking about how
No, I think she's saying is that it's sexual agency versus having sex happen to you. Like there's no
like-
lyric where it's her being like, I want to have sex with you, which is
Yeah.
weird because there are actually songs in the past of Taylor Swift's where she does say, I want to have sex with you.
Well, like, I don't
But
want to have
now-
sex, but my husband deserves it implicitly or has earned it is about as trad as it gets.
Yeah, it's very trad. Like
Yeah.
Kevin James, like, my wife never. It's a show called like My Wife Won't Fuck Me.
Yeah.
And like, I've got too many kids and they're annoying and my wife won't fuck me.
I think it's like I
So
think she's
this-
talking. Yeah, I was
this
gonna say
line-
this. I was gonna talk about this line as
Yeah.
well.
You see, you guys, it's not about sex at all. It's about love. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
I think the reason she's taking the issue is because of like the direction of the agency, right?
Yes.
It's like it's something he does to her.
That's exactly what we said. I only had sex as a reward for him loving me.
But this is also and I don't think she's doing this on purpose, but that manosphere thing where they talk about a penis as a key.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
They use the key master lock
And
analogy.
A lock that gets opened by every key.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
I'm like,
bad
this
lock.
is not like we have to stop talking about our private parts as keys and locks.
Yeah, I know.
We have to stop
So,
doing that.
Don't put it in
Taylor
the door.
Swift is a secret
Red pill.
red pill.
Because this album is supposed to be her embodying her sexual energy, thus, life of a showgirl. Taylor doesn't actually embody it. She doesn't explore it because the embodiment of her sexual energy would come at the expense of the brand of Taylor Swift.
I do feel like this person has some really good points, and then I also feel like they might be reading too deeply into the tea leaves.
Yeah, which I guess probably what is frustrating for the audience is like,
Yeah.
I want to read these tea leaves and there's, though, I mean, I certainly not, I don't think she's like giving any credence to Taylor Swift. I guess she's talking about the unsuccessfulness of that goal, right?
Yeah, but it is like to me it still is shades of which dating Travis is a bad idea, by the way. It's like
yeah, that's
What
true.
I
just-
that
I
was a
just
real
think-
peek behind the curtain.
yeah.
It could have been more simply said. I mean, she's making a whole 6-minute TikTok
Yeah,
about it.
I
But
mean,
like,
it's-
if you had just said, "Here are the lyrics that lead me to believe there's like not much sexual agency in this," and
Yeah.
trying to be a sexual woman on your album.
How does she end, by the way? Jacob, before
the
we
rest of the video is her talking about how she wishes there was more of a brass section in the
Because
album
it's like
because it's
Showgirl.
called Life of a
Oh,
Showgirl.
yeah.
There's
Yes.
nothing showgirl about it. But I
That's a
think
very
like
funny rap.
the juxtaposition between artists who have sexual agency in their music, the female artists, and ones that are objects of sex, it's like that's something that it's like very blatant and like in my face my
Yes.
whole life.
Yeah.
And so I definitely connected with this argument only because of the sexual agency versus like not sexual
And we can only
agency.
speak from like the sympathy, not empathy, right? I don't
Yeah.
like have that burden just implicitly. The world won't push that on me. I think
They will.
the-
They can.
no,
you want
I'm
it?
too sexy. But there's
Too sexy for my shirt.
there is I think an interesting thing where like because you're talking about like her creative like trying to have a very late in life creative puberty basically where she's going into she wants to be in creative adulthood. She wants to have that agency and talk about it in that way. But just like when you're a little kid and you start swearing and you can't do it right.
Yeah.
And you're like, what a fucking fuck this
That
shit
is what this
That's
feels
what it feels like.
or it's like, oh, you would make it a step in the right direction, but the problem is that she's still escaping the expectation that she's been set in for a while. Like it's like, well, I can't say like have sex. I can't like that's like weird. I can't
And
do like wet ass pussy, dude. I'm not crazy.
And while I think that someone much smarter than me could have like really interesting discourse about this, but I think about, because I can't speak to the like the little like the thing that I kept having, not an issue, but just like I can't agree or disagree with that. Like that's not how like little white girls are supposed to be, because I can't come from a place of knowledge about that. Only what I've experienced, and so I was like, I think that's a little too narrow, but like,
well, she said
But
like the perspective of the market.
I felt that. Where
yeah.
As a
She doesn't believe it. Right?
as
Like,
a
she
white,
doesn't,
yeah, this is a societal
Yes.
projection. This is not truth, right?
Yeah.
So as a woman, I was not allowed to be, I was only allowed to be a sexual object.
Yes.
Mm.
And
It's a moral
anytime,
failing, right?
even joking around with my friends, and I would say that I'm actually considered brash and annoying by societal standards in how sexual I can be.
Mm.
And so
Which is
I'll
like
make a
any-
joke
yeah.
or something. When I was
Right.
like in middle school or high school, I'd make
Right.
a joke and people would be like, ew, Anastasia, no.
Mm.
And then people would make a joke about me having big boobs or whatever, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Good way.
so if it's coming from me being
Right.
like,
You're not allowed to own it.
You're
Boys
not
will
allowed
be
to own it.
boys, that it's that mindset where like even that agency to subvert something is taken away, because as soon as you have some control over the conversation, then I have less control over it.
Yeah.
The additional thing I was going to say, that I can't speak from a place of authority on this, but I do think that there's like with young Black girls, I think there's a push for like over sexualization.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think about the song that like feels like a song of sexual agency, but I actually don't know the lore, is Kia's My Neck, My Back, which I
Yes.
heard when I was like entirely too young.
It's like,
But that was the thing where it's like, I heard the uncensored version because my friend's mom had it on a CD or something like that. And it was like empowering for her.
yeah.
yes.
And but then the song was like years later, and I would be curious to like look at when the actual years were. Years later, the song was released as a single and was like on BET and stuff.
Yeah.
It was just like mega censored. And so it felt like this song that had this like really long life, where it was like this underground song. It was kind of how I felt about Tyler Perry plays, because that was
Yeah.
another thing that like you would see it at you'd see it on tape. Like someone's family had like a bootleg Tyler Perry like play tape.
Oh, it's
and
a
you'd
cousin's
watch,
friend's
yeah,
copy. Yeah.
you'd watch the like bootleg of the play, and then later Tyler Perry had his first like big movie, and so everybody went out to go see the movie because it was like all the Black people that I knew were familiar with his plays. But yeah, there's just like a different cultural thing, and I think it has stuff to do with the like co-opting sexuality in Blackness for white people, where it's like safer to do so, whereas like it's two sides of the different of it's two sides of a like misogynist coin, where you're borrowing from blackness to be sexual, and then also the projection of sexuality on Black women, like not being able to get away from it, even like it's like the type of thing where, and this happens to all women, but just like if a woman has curves and is wearing normal clothes, they're seen as sexualizing themselves, whereas it's not. If someone who wasn't as curvy wore exactly the same outfit, it's like you should know what you're the curse that you're putting on these men.
You're telling the story of my life, but
no, I don't want to do that. So please, speak.
I had big boobs my whole life since I was 11 years old, and I would just
I'm sure
be wearing.
No one was weird about it, right? Everyone probably normal about it, not being weird.
Every single person was weird about it.
Ah, right. So close.
Including my parents. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm wearing a fucking normal shirt that fits me normal.
Yeah.
And people are calling me a slut for it, you know?
It's like, buy me the thing you think I should. What do you
And
want?
that on top of you not being able to reclaim that sexuality is like the most devious fucking double-edged sword.
Thank God I lived in the 90s, because I was like, fine, I'm wearing baggy clothes. Like, I'm wearing oversized everything. And also, that started people calling me fat. Totally another body
It's like you
image
literally
issue.
can't win. It's
You
like
can't.
you can't. There's
Well,
nothing.
it's not a merit based. It's this fake moral system, which the ultimate goal is to hate women. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, red.
Well, and that's the thing. If you have small boobs, well, you're fucked too. It's a lose-lose situation.
And then also, regardless of your body, the 90s was also the time when we were calling Britney Spears fat for being extremely fit and small.
Yes.
We really hadn't.
And by we, I mean like the media, magazines. Like this was like, it would be on the cover of magazines and shit like that. It was insane.
To your point, I think like women of color are so overly sexualized. Like, I am half Cuban, but I'm white, and I think most people to look at me don't know that I'm Cuban, right? So, but that being said, I have curves, and I do think Latinas, Black women are often sexualized at a very young age. Like because you go through puberty, you're like 13, 14 or whatever. And I just think it's like, especially with white communities that you grow up with, it's like fucked up how people compare girls to each other and their bodies to each other. But that being said, I've heard Black artists like Alicia Keys and other musicians who, when who started young, started their music career at a young age, say, I fought against being sexualized.
Janelle Monáe. Oh, I was just thinking about Janelle Monáe wearing suits and stuff.
Billie Eilish has talked
Billie
about
Eilish
this.
wearing baggy clothes.
Like
we can even pretend this is like a solved issue, right?
Yeah,
Billie
like
Eilish,
there's so
which was like
many-
16 years old, was like, why is she dressing like that?
Yeah.
Like, are you
she should show more of her body.
You're like, why are you saying that?
Jesus
And then the
Christ.
moment she's older and dresses more femininely, people are like, "Oh, she's fat. Why is she in her slut era?" Blah blah blah. And it's
why is she trying to make me want to have sex?
I
with
will
her?
say the ones I laugh at is why is she dressed like Chingy, because she does dress. Like there is like a Cameron like early 2000s rapper core.
well,
that
even people say
sometimes-
like Adam Sandler. She
Yeah,
dresses
Adam
like Adam
Sandler,
Sandler.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
which is cool. He looks fucking insane.
I mean, hey, look.
Come on, she kills it.
it was a-
She looks great.
I mean, hey.
Come on.
But yeah, so I do think with Taylor Swift being like a very slim white lady,
Tall too.
and very tall too, I think she fits a certain stereotype, and people want to hold
Elegance.
her to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The tricky thing is, what I want is for her to have like. It's fun to make a little fun of her because it's like a little cringe, and she's also to talk about agency. She's like a fucking billionaire.
Her Wikipedia lists billionaires if it's one of her jobs.
Yes.
It says she's an artist, entertainer, and billionaire.
But it's a lot of work. You got to maintain that.
if in my perfect world, she does this successfully.
Yes.
It's not that I don't want to stop this attempt at a like tonal transition. I'm cringing in the same way I would when my like nephew is trying to swear. When he's like learning to do that. I'm like, all right, I can't do anything about this. You'll just have to like get made fun of a little bit by your
I
friends.
think that Jarvis was saying that earlier.
Yeah, the same way that I cringed when Mark Zuckerberg made that song with T-Pain.
Oh, wow, yeah, goddamn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, yeah, you're like extremely powerful and rich, white guy.
Insulated
You
quite
can
a bit.
pay any artist to collab because everyone has a price.
I mean, that is laundering. That is laundering through race, right?
Yeah.
That is a like, I got one.
Yeah.
But
I bought one for this, so you like me now.
I do think, to both of your point, maybe this is a weird growing pain, and the next album she'll figure it out. You know, she'll tweak things and whatever.
It's
and
a song called Penis.
She's just like she can't do this in privacy and be awkward.
It's like funny to say she's growing up in front of our very eyes when she's 35, but like in a way, but it's also like not to defend her. It's just like to understand the way that people are reacting is kind of interesting because she doesn't need anyone's defense.
I've just never seen this consensus before.
Yeah,
around
the
Taylor
consensus
Swift.
is very interesting.
And it's not new. Like so many bands and musicians, it's like, oh, I don't like this album. And then their next album, you're like, oh, wow, they really found their own. You know, it's like everyone's gone through this. How many variations has Radiohead gone through? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not unusual for an artist to be like, I'm going to try to switch things up.
Yeah.
And then for people to often go back and be like, actually, I do really like Kid A.
That's
Actually,
why
Kid A was fun. Maybe people come back and they're like, the little bit where she goes, real, that's sick.
I bet you anything elementary kids are going to be like, that's my favorite Taylor Swift album.
Oh, dude, me listening to like FAC on Encore, I think. I thought that was the coolest
I think
shit
it's
ever.
on Curtain Call the Hits. It might be on FAC. Or it might be on Encore.
It was on whatever my first one was.
Yeah, I
think that was
remember.
like
I remember it being on a. Well, I don't remember actually. I don't remember.
I just remember being like, "Wow, you're allowed to say this kind of
You're
stuff."
not really.
Well, you know, I'll go so far as to say that Wood is a little less explicit than FAC. I would say. Go up and look that.
It
By
is-
the way, I'm not.
Don't look that song up. Actually,
And I'm not. That's not like an accent thing. It's not with a G. I want to be. I realize the way I say it is
Oh,
probably.
It is
a little-
it's the F word with the A instead of a U, and it is on.
and not that F word. To be.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
The
The
F slur.
curse word. Fuck. It's fuck. it's
Why are you not saying it?
yeah. It's fuck with an A.
Yes, the better version. Because otherwise the song would be gross.
It's super gross. Don't look it up.
It's really gross.
It's so gross.
Always.
And I was in middle school. It was on Curtain Call the Hits, by the way. And in 2005, yeah, I was a child.
Is
listening to that.
it like
Have
a
fun.
It's a
collection?
greatest hits album.
Yeah.
I want to look at the explaining dirty lyrics of Wood on Jimmy Fallon because that is like quintessentially what I'm talking about when I say we're reacting to it like Betty White like
Yeah.
made a sex joke.
Also, Jimmy Fallon.
That's why also it's funny.
just random note about Jimmy Fallon. I know it's obviously very easy to make fun of, but there is something about his posture that, and I say this with shame, I relate to a lot. The way, even in the opening of this, you'll see he like drifts constantly. So you're just like Bradley Cooper or something, just like coming to talk about, you know,
Here to talk about Hangover 9.
God, perfect, incredible smile. And then I kind of go like, so this Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Are you on set as the little raccoon, or that's just voice?
All my voice.
Oh, the Rizzler! Oh,
Okay,
my
let's
God.
watch his Tokyo drifting of the body.
So cute.
Should we transition to Wood?
Yeah.
Look at her, she's blushing. Oh my
get it, girl.
god.
He's sitting at his laptop like I do. Like if I'm at a cafe or something, he's hunched shoulders.
Dude, Jimmy Fallon, he looks like me after I wake up and I'm like mad at the world for disturbing my rest.
Yeah.
Like, why am I hungover? Like we drank.
I also really didn't like that he didn't he come out and say that he wasn't going to get political on his show
Yeah.
after Trump called for him to be taken off the
He's
air.
never
It's like
been political. What
I
are you
know, but I'm like,
talking
bro,
about?
have a backbone.
Yeah.
Just like
You
all
ruffled Trump's hair in 2016.
all you have to do is say, hey, bro, this sucks. It's not political. The
No.
president said you should be fired.
Yeah, it's like, well, MAGA, I feel like, is taking advantage of this moment. Jimmy Kimmel, off air, get away from us. Too scary.
All right.
WOOD, by the way, if anyone's watching that doesn't, yeah.
Yeah.
WOOD, like wooden, yes.
Thanks, man.
Taylor Swift is here today.
Knock on wood. What the hell is
Swiftie
going on?
group.
That was like unnerving. They like had a fucking sleeper cell activation. This album just came out.
I wonder if they had the lyrics up.
Honestly, like 6 hours, and the Swifties will have it down.
Yeah. I was like, if these are it's just an audience of a jury of her peers, aka Swifties, then it makes sense. But it is I don't know why it's making me uncomfortable.
It makes me uncomfortable.
It doesn't
too.
make me uncomfortable during a concert. It's just that why are they playing? I don't know. It's weird. Okay.
It just came out.
I brought this into the studio and I was like, I want to do sort of like do a throwback kind of timeless sounding song. And I have this idea about like, I got to
Jackson
knock
5.
on wood, and we would knock on wood and it would be all these superstitions. And it really started out in a very innocent place. You know, it started out like,
We need that.
It's like the Roots are a musical robot
It's a sound
that can only make beeps and boops.
I don't know what happened, man.
It went off the rails.
I got in there, we started vibing, and I don't know. I don't know how we got here, but I love the song so much.
Explain it.
It's perfect the way it is.
It is kind of like, not addressing it
Oh, he's done.
and addressing it.
They're
What?
still gonna talk a little more, right?
This is the
This is-
Sabrina
Or is that
Carpenter.
the
They
end?
moved
go
on
through
to the
the rest
Sabrina
of the
Carpenter
album?
one.
No, Jimmy.
But that is funny. Like, it is funny that like, it's just not. It's very tongue in cheek. It's like
Yeah.
you guys know what it's about. Everyone claps and
That
then they
was
get,
her little intro thing too on Spotify.
Oh, that's another thing that we should talk about that annoyed me. I'm gonna be
Oh,
honest.
There's
a track by track. We were listening to it, or I was forcing everyone else to listen to it before as we were setting up
I
this
wanted
morning.
to listen to classical music.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Life of a Showgirl track by track version, and it includes like her describing every song. But because the songs aren't like the deepest things in the world, the explanation is like it'll be a song called "Ruin the Friendship," and then she goes, "Yeah, so this is a song about ruining the friendship."
It's like a friendship that wasn't ruined, and then
And then you know how sometimes you ruin a friendship. Anyway, here's "Ruin the Friendship" by me, Taylor Swift. And then
Do you ever see the video that's Gabby Hanna doing Genius for
Yes.
Monster or whatever?
Yes.
It's like, maybe I'm the mon. And then like, so it's like if I were the monster.
yeah. And then all along, maybe I'm a monster. She like has the voice crack.
And then it peaks. And she's like, yeah, but what if I've been here all along? Oh, fuck.
She hasn't said anywhere this is about penis.
It's just every time she talks about it, she winks. And
Do we have the Travis
mean,
Kelce comment?
Look,
yeah, let's pull it up, the
think,
People article.
I think it speaks volumes that like even in anecdotally, like you can't say it out loud, but that I don't think there's any setting where she's going to say it's about penis, which would be go on,
That's
Fallon.
how I would say it.
Hey, did you know it's about penis?
Did
James?
you know that wood is also a wood for penis?
I like that on Access Hollywood. It's just so funny to look at how like old media talks about this.
Yes.
Travis Kelce reacts to Taylor Swift's racy song. It's not really a racy
No.
song.
It's him pogging.
It is interesting because Taylor Swift is Betty White, how little it takes for something to be racy. Meanwhile, like Madonna is 50 and is making songs called like "Fuck Me Now,
Yeah.
Please," and they're not like going, Madonna's so wacky and wild.
Well, I think this actually does harken to like, and it's, you know, Sarah Silverman maybe not making the best comments recently, maybe not a particularly based person, but they did have like this interesting insight a handful of years ago where like every time Sarah Silverman puts out a special, the phrasing instead of Bill Burr puts out controversial new special doesn't have any sense, like says what's on his mind, and then when she puts one out, it's potty mouth Sarah
Yeah.
Silverman says cheeky stuff.
Yeah, it's like infantilizing.
yes,
Yeah.
if you can
You've
believe
been
a
a
woman.
bad girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is where like WAP, right?
Yeah.
That is a track where it's
it almost feels like it is like, no, don't call me potty mouth. I'm gonna go so hard, like I'm not gonna let you call this potty mouth or cheeky. And then people just did anyway. It's like potty mouth, Cardi B.
But it is a thing where I do think Riz and like actual like being able to sell it has a big impact, because Certified Freak 7 days a week, that works for Cardi B. I feel like it would sound cringe if Taylor Swift said it.
I'm not savage.
That's the other thing. I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage.
You're pretty savage.
That was
that's
the
another
time
lyric,
to
by the
say
way.
savage.
People were thinking that was like a dig.
No
At
way,
like Megan Thee
right?
Stallion?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
saying
crazy.
the word savage.
Saying like,
there's no
I'm
way.
not a savage.
I'm not a savage.
I mean,
I would hope not.
I
certainly
hope
That's the one
not
about
too,
her, like,
because that feels
being-
racist.
That's about
I
being
agree.
online,
I 100%
right?
agree with that.
But
I'm
also,
not a
that kind
tribal
of-
savage.
I don't think that makes sense in the context of what that song is about.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean, like being online. I don't know if like,
But-
has Megan Thee Stallion
I don't
posted
know.
about it or
I don't
something?
know.
But it is okay. I can understand how someone would take away, because it's a song where she goes, "I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage," and it's like it's cutesy to say that. It kind of is like when you sing "Baby Got Back" as an acoustic song, you know. But in the same way that singing when Jonathan Colton sings "Baby Got Back" as an acoustic song, or that Atlanta episode makes fun of like white artists doing acoustic versions of rap songs, it is a little bit of a those are the black words. We're not supposed to
Imagine I
use.
did that. Like
Yeah.
not normal.
Bad bitch just feels. It's I wouldn't call it AAVE, but it definitely feels
It's-
like
Yeah.
It's. I mean,
For
like,
sure.
you know.
would this have come across Taylor Swift's desk without black culture? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
and so that's
it's-
the thing where it's like when you're saying I'm not that, I can see, Jacob, why some people might see it as a slight.
It's like, who is a savage?
Right.
That's the thing. It's like, do you
Yeah.
mean internet trolls?
Yeah,
Hmm?
it
I
is a
don't think you
little bit
do.
of a cutesy, like a little cutesy. I'm just a girl. Like,
I'm just
type.
a little girl.
Yeah.
well,
Like-
that's the thing is like you could maybe say, well, if people are reading too much in, and I'm like, well, lyrics aren't just what you write down; it's what you don't put, and like. People are clamoring. People are desperate to read into your work. That's what happens. And if you're going to be, I don't know, if
the
you were
Charlie
just like,
XCX stuff is really like direct.
I do feel like it's interesting because that song's that's like the internet haters song, right?
the trolls and memes.
Yeah, trolls and memes.
Is that Eldest Daughters, the trolls and memes?
So it does make sense that she's like, look, I'm sensitive. I'm not like these other people who can take online hate. And it's like, no one can take online hate
Just
is shitty in general.
make it
But
not
then
making a
she's
song
also
about
like your hot takes are actually cold, and I don't actually none of this affects me. By the
actually
way,
laughing.
I'm actually laughing. I'm not owned.
They don't even know. Standing in the corner meme. They don't
All
even
right.
know I'm not a savage.
All right, Jason and Travi, let's talk about the new racy song.
The Charmeleon. This is like the same phenotype,
Yeah.
but like with
Yeah,
cop,
cop code.
firefighter, cop.
Oh, for sure.
Wood, great soundtrack.
Oh.
How do you feel about Wood? Let's ask this. How do you feel about Wood?
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel?
Are they all like? Is he waiting for marriage? Is he saving himself or something? Why is everyone being so chaste?
I feel like that's the like Taylor Swift marketing arm.
Well, and their marketing arm as
Yeah.
well. Like they are very their podcasts, I think,
Well, that's what I mean.
appealing to their audience.
Is Access Hollywood posting about a
Yes.
show called New Heights, that
Which
I've never
is
heard of?
Travis and Jason Kelsey's podcast.
They have a podcast together.
Yeah.
And so
I think their fans would be the type to be like,
it's funny because that it's a bit of a cake and eat it issue, right? Where like you want to have the cake of being a little racy online, but you also don't want to get in trouble. So you want the eating of innocence. It's a
Yeah.
bad analogy. It's kind of my job. The thing that comes with doing an edgy song is that you have to acknowledge that it's an edgy song.
Yeah.
You can't then go on like if Bill Burr puts out like I'm a bad boy special, you can't don't censor me crossing my arms on the cover, and then goes on like Mark Maron or something and is like he's like, what do you mean by you always thought like
Saudi people would be savages, and he goes like, I'll never tell.
Well, I think that
It's a secret.
I think that this is we've brushed up against like mainstream media sensibilities.
Yeah.
Where WAP actually is a racy song.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift's song Wood is honestly not really racy. There's maybe 2 lyrics that allude to sex.
This is like, it's what you'd write as a virgin. It's like the song you write as like, it's what I would write to
She's
be like, yeah, I've had
describing
sex.
having sex for the first time.
And I've done it, by the way.
And it's a door that it was unlocked with a penis-sized key. All right, let's see if they say anything else.
Very interesting
Do
shape.
they say the actual words?
Do you feel cocky? Do you feel cocky about the song Wood?
No,
Like,
I mean, any song that she
That's not
references
just-
me.
that's
in
not just
is a
any
very-
song.
It's very like
This
I
is
don't
a
know.
very specific you.
I love that girl. So what do you mean? Any song
That's
that
really
she
nice.
would reference me in any?
Well, it's not just
way
you
or
though.
form.
It's an appendage. It's not just you as a.
What?
It's a very specific thing.
I think you're not understanding the song.
Jesus Christ, Travis, come on.
No way.
That's it?
That's
I
literally-
can't tell. Is he just like
they're just being coy.
They're doing a
just
bit,
silly
right.
boys.
And I got no problem. I actually like I
they
got
have
no
their mom on and stuff. Like it's not
Yeah,
a podcast
I got no
where
problem
they're
with
talking about.
with the Kelseys really.
I guess it's more an indictment of just like America's relationship with sexuality in general.
Exactly.
It's a
like,
moral failing.
It's like because it's a real litmus test is like how sexual can mainstream American society get about. It's like how Hawk Tuah Girl became famous because
Yes.
it's like, oh my God.
What the
she
fuck?
said the craziest thing.
And then went on to like not really be allowed to talk about sex. like kind of could, but it wasn't the brand anymore.
Yeah.
It became like just a down home country girl, actually.
But if you look at like how she was interviewed and stuff in mainstream, it's like, and now you became famous from saying a special little thing.
It's like, yeah, well, yeah,
it's like, yeah, well.
Well, I'm going to bed. Night, y'all.
Night, y'all.
Coffee, you're scary.
Wait, what did she say that was like kind of aggro on that call where she was like, well, then why are you here then? Or something like that.
What are you doing here, Coffeezilla?
What are you doing here then?
Yep, night, y'all.
Night, y'all. I'm going to bed.
I think there is a 100%. If people are like hanging at my place and I'm like too tired or feeling sick and I go to bed, 100% chance I say, night, y'all, I'm going to bed.
All right. Anything else we should get to before we wrap?
That's a charming little hat.
I mean, I like Jason Kelsey.
He looks like early 1900s farmer in Wales or
Yeah,
something.
he looks
He does. He looks like he'd have a Scottish accent or like a Welsh accent.
That is the nicest suit in the United Kingdom, circa 1920.
One big thing that we didn't touch on was speculation on like some sort of beef with Charlie XCX.
Oh yeah,
where there is I think what's boiled down to sort of like a misunderstanding.
it seems like there's a lyric on the album where, well, it seems that Charlie XCX that Taylor misunderstood a Charlie XCX lyric as a slight against her when actually it was about how she. Like Taylor Swift is a trigger for her own like self-resentment.
That's
or whatever.
right. She's insecure about Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift took that lyric, which I'm not familiar with.
As like a you suck. But then they also both are like connected to like isn't Charlie XCX, is she married or is she dating somebody in the 1975?
Travis Kelce.
Because I know there's like a Maddie Healy connection.
That's right. I forgot about all that.
Dude, I don't care.
She's married to George Daniel, who's the drummer for 1975.
yeah. So I feel like there's some other stuff there.
That is kind of a funny equivalent. It is like the tear down from being the lead of a band.
Taylor Swift has had beefs before. Beefs, I'll call them. I do, and so I think it's not unlike her to beef with someone. But that being said, this feels like such a non-thing.
Yeah.
And I think Charlie XCX is like, whatever.
I wonder, yeah.
I think for the same reason it's cringe to post about online stuff. Just like it's cringe for like Ricky Gervais to do a special where he was like, he fell off the moment he started on fucking screen at his shows putting up a big tweet he was mad about.
Yeah.
Fucking washed. Like,
why are you doing
Go in a
this?
carapace,
It's a
you're retired. Put yourself in a mummy with temple with all your servants at that point. You can't have like petty beef when you are very famous.
When you have so much power, it doesn't.
I don't actually know what this is. I just found this.
Okay, let's
apparently
see.
Anthony Fantano did the eyes emoji, so I assume this is like a response in some way.
He's just looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know what this means.
I don't know. I guess it's like
Yeah, what does that mean?
Let's find a blue
response
check to
loading.
explain
Is
it.
this about to be the new Drake Kendrick? See, that person said the same thing.
That sounds like that
default
Beatles
name.
song to me, A Day in the Life.
It sounds like the start of the what is it? In some theaters, they're like,
THX.
Okay, people calling her Kendrick XCX need to relax.
he's much shorter than that.
I didn't look, Charlie. I had a Brat Summer, like we all did. I thought the Green Day beef was a little strange.
Yeah, I don't.
But it's fine. Who cares?
If you know what that means,
You might be a
let us
redneck.
know in the comments.
You might be a Swiftie.
Is this true? Girl boss too close to the sun. A comedian claims she came up with the phrase.
Oh, don't!
my
You should be so
God.
ashamed of that.
So
Don't
this
tell
is
people.
this is a video of her saying that she had come up with this phrase in this original video in 2021.
Ooh, I wonder if I said it before then.
I don't know.
I
2021's a long time
everyone
ago.
said that.
But I
Like
do
4
think at
years
some
ago.
point everyone has said that.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that where it's like you
Come up with
you
something.
like you remember saying a phrase? I'm like, did I come up with that?
I know one.
I know when I said it, I didn't come up with it.
I came up with what literally I think I was the first person to say in an email exchange, nice to meet you.
So
Literally, I think I was the first one. I saw it since, but not when I started.
I just like there have been many times where I'm like, I just came up with the funniest thing, and then I realized like, no,
Someone else has done
it's
it
actually
already.
from a movie I saw a long time ago or whatever.
I had to give credit. I thought I'd come up with a completely original, maybe on one episode of the show. Next time Austin is in town, we will just read through the lists we screenshot and send to each other of just nonsense. And one of them that I thought was entirely mine, but it was just slightly adjusted from a joke that Katie told. Not fair. Was, you ever seen Dune? This is my Dune heads out there.
Yeah.
Nissan I'll drive. Right?
That's very good.
But
good.
it
That's
turns
very
out
good.
she'd done the Nissan part. My edition was I'll drive.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like that. It's like a friend is drunk and you take their keys. And it's like, Nissan, I'll drive.
I love it.
Foundation of the joke. Explaining it so it's funny.
I love that you explained it to me.
But I'm going to actually remind Austin that I'm going to write down at some point that me and Austin, it's this list.
Oh yeah.
Just of nonsense.
Okay. Well, everyone knows. Everyone comes to us for the Swiftie breakdown.
Welcome to the White Woman Report.
I will
Too
say
many.
that I will say that I reached out to a Swiftie in my life to get a comment on this album.
Jarvis.
I sent Ellie. I said before we talk about Taylor Swift on Sad Boys tomorrow, do you have any thoughts you'd like us to share? She said, "Oh, many, but mostly, I think you guys are thinking about Taylor Swift too much, as much as, and this is not us, but like in general, so the discourse, and then also you need to take some time off to relax and bounce on some dick, and maybe you'll get it.
Some
Also,
what?
it's a really fun album, but I'm like, I think musically it's fun." I just think it's a little cringe, and that's fine.
I mean-
People are way overreacting.
It is the first time I've hit play on a Taylor Swift album in maybe ever in my life. I've heard like the singles, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a decent enough time. I'm not
Yeah,
going to
it's
listen to it
fine.
again, but it was.
I
nice.
might.
I just
And
don't.
when I'm feeling like knocking on wood or something.
Not a savage.
When I'm not feeling like a savage or a bad bitch. But yeah, I mean, none of it's not that serious. We are all obviously talking about it from the, isn't it interesting that people are making such a big stink about it? I guess we didn't talk too much about the tweets, but when the initial tweets came out, when the album dropped, it was like, wow, the album's actually really bad. I thought these leaks were fake. Like, oh no, like, and then people are screen capping some of the lyrics that we've talked about and being like, oh God, like I can't believe it's this bad.
Yeah, there's Taylor Lorenz does her sort of like meme compiling and tweet compiling on Instagram.
Is as if Dubai, matcha, pistachio, chocolate, Colleen Hoover books, and Labubu all had a baby with AI.
Oh, okay.
This is what Taylor Swift Charlie Distract League sounds like.
Sorry, I didn't text you back. I was too busy fantasizing about an imaginary karaoke performance in which I cover Fleetwood Mac and blow the crowd away. That's me,
That's
actually.
not about Taylor.
That's me podcasting.
Speaking of AI, I want to start a conspiracy that the intro to the track by track thing on Spotify is an AI voice clone of Taylor Swift. Can we play it? It's 4 seconds long.
Are you AI investigating her?
I'm about to AI investigate this 1 4-second clip.
And she's gay.
This one?
Yeah, this one. All right, listen.
Hey, this is Taylor Swift. Welcome to the Life of a Showgirl track-by-track listening experience.
You are 900,000% correct.
It's just for that track. Just for
the
that.
other tracks sound more.
It's conversational.
Because I guess why wouldn't you? Like, oh, what, we forgot.
It literally seems like a we forgot, because this isn't like the most important thing. I'm to be honest confused that it exists.
You know what else though? Play it one more time. It could be just such an aggressive noise gate.
Yeah.
That it's like snapping too
but
hard.
that type of noise gating, because we listen to all the track by tracks, doesn't appear anywhere else. In fact, I heard a crossfade in one of them.
Or they took too many different parts of the several takes and put them together.
Yeah.
And so it sounds unnatural because it's the intonation of her voice that makes it sound.
Exactly.
It sounds
neutral.
It sounds like
in a
Spotify
way
Wrapped.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Taylor Swift. Welcome to the Life of a Showgirl track-by-track listening experience.
It's a horrible way to get off. It's like get offing on the wrong foot bigly.
I do think is the track by tracks themselves, do they have the music in the background or it's just
No, it's like it's basically a 30-second intro to each song.
I was just imagining that you listen to it with the track in the background and then listen to the track again and then listen to the next track and then again.
It's like commentary.
I would go great. It's commentary.
Okay, well, that was fun. I hope it was fun.
I hope that was fun.
I hope that was fun.
Well, we had fun.
Well, we do have fun.
Anastasia's shaking their head and banging their fist on the.
I had a horrible time. Just kidding. I had fun, y'all.
Who's this?
This
I
is
had
Taylor's.
fun, y'all.
This is your girl Taylor. We're gonna do a
shit.
track by track.
Wow.
Wait, let me do it. Hello, this is Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
I'm not saying Taylor Swift is a robot. I'm saying that particular clip sounded weird. It's edited. It's edited weird. If it's not AI, it's just someone
You have
producing
10
it.
seconds to comply.
Knocking on metal
You have 10
penis.
seconds to get hard.
Leap.
That is that's a little reference to One Battle After Another.
Oh,
A movie that I saw.
I ain't seen it.
You have to see it.
I don't
We'll
have
talk
to do
about-
anything.
We'll talk about that and more
On Sad Boyz Nightz.
Sad Boyz Nightz.
We end every episode of fucking.
You want to do an AI version?
We end every episode of Sad Boys with a particular phrase.
We love you.
And we're sorry.
Based on.
Hi, testing,
Hello.
testing. Am I loud?
I'm in the Jordan seat.
Yeah, how's that feel?
It's strange.
It's warm.
It's weird, right? Is the seating experience interesting? Are you
This
also
couch
hyper
is.
aware of the legs?
I know for a fact from experience that this couch is hard to sit on.
This is one of the most uncomfortable couches I've ever sat on.
Yeah, and this used to be Jarvis's main living room couch, and I would dog sit and stuff, and I would be like, "What are we doing here?"
What are we doing? There's no like give or springiness
Yeah.
to it. It's like an old timey couch that's just stuff full of like hay, and it's just like.
Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl?